is a video about how to get to Geneva Rock and Orem and unload into their asphalt tanks. It's getting a little dark, so hopefully you'll be able to see. Now there are two different ways to get there. That's why I'm filming as I'm driving in there, so I can let you know the information on the two different ways. One way is only open during banker hours. That's taking Center Street. I'm going to show you on a map. If you take the Center Street exit and you try and go in the back way and the gate's locked, you cannot turn around. So check with dispatch before going that way. What I'm going to show you on the drive is going off of 8th North, because that way is always accessible around the clock. So I'll be quiet here and I'll speed this up so you can watch us as we get off the exit and drive over there. Rather than go down to Geneva Road, I recommend you turn left here on, actually don't know what this road is called, but over here at this gas station, and we're gonna go through this little side street. Now as we pull up here, this gate is open most of the time, but sometimes it's locked. But we have a key for that, so if you need to get that key, talk to dispatch about that. Just make sure if you do that, that after you pull in, you have to close the gate behind you so that people can't just come in and out freely. And then when you leave, you'll need to open the gate back up and lock it up and everything when you get out, of course. Okay, now I'm gonna drive back around. Now when it comes to going around these piles and everything, these piles move, and frankly, they change the way you get back here. So if you need to, just stop, go ask the plant operator, walk around, because you could very easily find yourself in a situation that you can't get out of. Right now, this is the path we take. Here are the hot oil tanks. I'm gonna pull up, get parked, meet the driver who's coming here, and we'll show you how to unload. Really quick before the truck pulls in, I wanted to show you a zoomed out view so you could easily see this. We're unloading hot asphalt. Now there is an emulsion tank, this little guy over here. We're not gonna mess with that. That's a totally separate training video. This is for unloading hot asphalt. You got the big tank, they're calling that tank 1. Then the uprights, tank 2 and tank 3 over here. And you use these hoses. This hose, that unload system, that pump goes into those 2 uprights. This unload hose and that pump goes into the big tank. A couple things just to notice in terms of what you have around here. You've got a computer system, and we'll get into that once we get hooked up, that we use to like open up the tank valves, turn everything on. But when you get hooked up, you'll still have to open up some manual valves. Like over here, we'll have to open up this valve once we start unloading into the big tank, and then you've got this valve if you're unloading into the uprights. Something else to note is you do have this gauge back here. That top number is the percentage. It's at 66.3% right now. And the bottom number is the temperature. They'll probably get all of that into the computer. It's a new computer. It's April 2024, so that'll probably get updated. Next, we're gonna get hooked up with the truck and walk you through how to use the computer. Okay, so hose is hooked up. So now what you wanna do, come over here. We're going into tank 1, hit tank 1 fill valve. And then you got to choose your supplier and your product. And then hit that enter button. And it should highlight it white when you do. There we go. Now choose your product. And hit the enter button on there. Okay. Now you got to tap this right there, that box, and enter how many tons you. So enter 36.22 and hit the enter button in the bottom right.
This one, right?
Yep. And then that number will update. One of these is the valve number 1. That's 3, 2, 1. Okay, so click this button for valve 1 for tank number 1, and it should start flashing. Then it flashes yellow green here to tell us that it's opening. That's opening the valve on the tank. And then we're just gonna follow the pipe. So that red valve's gonna open over there, Next thing in line is the pump. So next thing, once this is all the way green, we're gonna find the switch for pump number 1, which is this guy here. Okay, so that's open. Now click pump number 1, open that. Okay, and then following the pipe, you have one more valve before your hose. So let's open up that valve at the end of the hose. Perfect. We have suction. Close your sample valve and let her rip. Now that we're done, we unhooked our hose. We closed that valve. We're just gonna follow the pipe. We're gonna shut off the pump. That switch there, yep. And then let's shut off our valve, hitting that red button. And this should start flashing red, yellow. It's gonna take about 13 seconds to close. We just wanna make sure it goes solid red. And then we're all done. Hose is put away. Everything's out of the way, everything's clean. Hose is cleaned up. Well, I hope that video was really helpful to you. If you would like, click over here. This is the subscribe button. You'll get more asphalt tips, tricks, safety videos, and stuff like that. After that, click over here to watch more of our videos so you can also become an asphalt tar master. Be safe out there and keep on hauling ass.